Ah, crap. We said delete. Yeah, there we go. Click. I need link. Copy link. Okay. Paste. 5 seconds. Update. Post on Twitter. Topics. Starmobile. Happy Man. Whoa, Night. Luxe. Up. Neo. Meizu. Ano pala Meizu MX5. Low light. Camera comparisons. And tweet. Bagal ng aking Twitter client. Tweet. Okay. Page. Nope, hindi ko yung sarili ko. Okay. Stream is working. Refresh. Should be working. Yeah. Watch link should be working. Hashtag EddieWow. All right. Hashtag. What phone? Okay, this one. Silence, please. Ayaw mag-silence. Silence, please. Go back. See. Wait lang. Soundboard ko, low bat. There you go. Hindi ka na low bat. Meron kang wire ng charger. Okay. Soundboard. Good. EddieWow. What's up, Aaron Campo? EddieWow. EddieWow. Happy Independence Day, mga kuyas, sa US. Hindi wala tayong kinalaman doon. Let's try my camera. Kung magana yung kabila. There we go. Yeah. Night Luxe. Yun. Sobrang bright ng screen. Kailangan ko ng bagong webcam. Saan ba yung shades ko? So, lalagyan natin ng shades para makita niyo yung display. Yan. It's an AMOLED display. Oh. It's an AMOLED display. That's why sobrang bright niya. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Konting antay-antay lang. Magandang gabi sa inyo lahat, mga kuya. Aaron Ballesteros, what's up? Eddie Wow. Ano balita pinaka-interesting sa inyo? I know may topic tungkol sa may napag-usapan si tag dito. Si si Omega Light, may nagagalit tungkol sa Omega Light dahil bitin daw yung specs niya. Just in case hindi lang po nila alam, buy one take one po kasi yun dati. Buy one take one siya dati. Ano to? Click to show or hide. Oh, interesting. May bagong feature si Hangouts. Oh, interesting. Dati siyang buy one take one. Nakita nyo, June 12 to 15, buy one take one si Omega Light. Yun nga lang, hindi na ata siya buy one take one ngayon. So, kaya siya nagmahal, I think. Hindi, pero feeling ko mawawala din sa, bababa din yung price nun or something. Hindi naman siya tatanggapin na 4,999 lang. With those specs, with the 512 MB RAM, I don't think people will accept that phone. Ano po bang ngayon? Meizu MX5. Yeah, yung camera comparison. Mamaya, gawin natin. Wait, mali nire-refresh. Simple lang sa nawala yung isang comment. Diyos ko naman, Google. Antonio Villanueva Arena said, live na, woo, evening sir, Eddie Wow. Magandang gabi sa inyo lahat. Antonio, Aaron, at Aaron Ocampo. Puro A yung pangalan nyo Antonio Villanueva Arenas, Aaron Ballesteros, tsaka si Aaron Ocampo. Ako naman si Alex. So, cool. Bros na tayo. Konti lang ay yung camera comparison sa atin. Actually, gabi ko lang ginawa. Ngayong gabi, as in before the show. Hindi ko sana sinasadya na mag-ano ngayon. Pero nagkataon, kakukuha ko lang nitong Night Luxe, this one. Kakukuha ko lang ng Night Luxe ngayong yesterday. Bright pa rin Naka-lowest brightness na ako nito. Pag AMOLED talaga, ibang klase. Brightness. Yeah, naka-lowest brightness na ako. See? Kahit anong camera talaga, lowest brightness na wala tayong magagawa. There's just that. Okay, YouTube. So dumating kahapon yung Starmobile Night Luxe. And inisip ko mag-low light test before the show. And then dumami yung cameras na tinesting ko. So dami kong selfie dito. May ligay sa papakita ko yan. So we have a sort of laki na nga natin, yun na natin. Sort of preview natin. Ito si Starmobile Crystal. So low light nung table na ito. Actually sa ibabaw ng TV yan. And then low light ng front facing. So marami nagre-request ng comparisons ng front facing. Makikita nyo ngayon yung front facing cameras comparisons mamaya. Hopefully hindi masyadong hopefully hindi tayo naglalag. So hopefully nakikita Flash Plus. Ang gulo ng buhok ko, grabe. Let's see, S5. Ito dapat di ko na isasama yung S5 pero well, para na. Starmobile Night Luxe, syempre ito yung tinetesting natin dapat because but green yun. Hindi siya green. Ano lang yan? Bug lang dun sa pag-load ng thumbnail. We have the Redmi 2. The Redmi 1 was impressive, pero yung Redmi 2, I don't know. Tsaka naka-mirror yung niya, no? Naka-mirror yung front camera niya. Tignan nyo. Nasa right side ako nung table. Dito, nasa left side ako. Mirror yung camera. Okay. So that's the Redmi 2, and we have the Starmobile selfie with the 13 megapixel front. Mamaya, mag-zoom in tayo, mag-high-res version. Tignan natin siya in high-res. Ano to? Zenfone 2. Zenfone 2. Dito pa lang makita mo na yung noise ng Zenfone. Medyo ano talaga. The Zenfone is noisy. But, okay naman yung kuha niya. Mamaya, papakita natin. So that's 7 phones. At least mga bago to. Flare X, Flash Plus. Galaxy S5, not so much. Ano lang yan, for comparison purposes. Night Lux, bago. Redmi 2 is relatively new. Cherry Mobile Selfie is relatively new. And Zenfone 2 is relatively new. So yung control natin dito is S5 and Crystal. Hindi ko na sinubukan yung Lumia 1020. Dapat sasama ko, kaya lang mas matrabaho pag ko transfer ng files from the Lumia. So it's a very interesting last few days, this week. It's a weird week where, well, the Meizu MX5 is the newest, the most important thing, especially since 13,000 lang siya. But bukod doon, si Starmobile lang yung may pretty much an announcement. Hindi ko alam kung I tried looking around, wala ako na masyadong nabalita ang news except for yung I think si Honor 7 and Lenovo ata may bagong laptop, but wala naman tayong invite doon, and Lenovo hindi natin pinupuntahan, so I don't know. May pinuntahan akong Honor na isang event, but that was yung dual cam nila for something. But yun, those are the news for this week. Very interesting. Well, it is the Independence Day sa US, so I guess medyo nagtitipid ng events, ng news ang ating international places. But yeah, that's our topics for today. Hopefully, man, I think ang pinaka-interesting dito would be the well, personally, I think the Meizu is interesting, and meron din tayong Samsung na event, Samsung Galaxy Tab S. Wala pala akong picture dito. We'll just search for it. Screen share natin. Yun na yung una nating topic. Let's do a first topic with the Galaxy Tab. Hindi pala, Tab S, Tab A. There we go. Galaxy Tab A 8.0. So, it's an interesting tablet. Yeah, makita niyo yung picture dito. Surprisingly, hindi siya wala tayong price parity dito. So, it's, well, bumaba siya. It's 229.99 sa ibang bansa. O, magkano ba yan? 230 US 2 THP. That translates to about 10,357 pesos and 48 centavos. So, 10,360 pesos dapat. But the Tab A 8.0 16 gig natin sa Pilipinas is actually 15,990. So 15,990 to PHP to USD. So about $360 US. Medyo mahal, and the specs are. This is why hindi siya masyadong hindi masyadong concentrated dun sa topic na to, because it's a Snapdragon 410 1.2 gigahertz. So hindi naman pangit. It's 64-bit. It's running Android Lollipop. So that's a good thing. Those are the good things. And may S Pen functionality siya. So those are really good. The tablet itself, it's not high-end. It's a 8-inch 1024x768 resolution. Kasing resolution niya yung iPad 1 and iPad Mini 1, right? It's a 4:3 ratio. Ang sabi ni Samsung na ito yung una nilang 4:3 ratio, yung square ratio na display. I think una nga naman. So wala namang problema doon. But it's okay. 4:3 ratio is okay, especially if you want to draw or write Yun yung bagay sa mga pen eh. Kasi pag masyadong wide yung display mo, mahirap magsulat, especially since ganito tablet, di ba? Okay? Gusto mo mahaba-haba yung horizontal and mahaba-haba yung vertical. Or at least medyo square siya para tama yung space ng hand mo. But anyway, the S Pen seems to work pretty good. May pressure sensitivity siya and everything, so at least maganda. It's running Lollipop. It has multi-window multitasking, so that's great. I think yung parang at least kung maghanap ka ng tablet in this day and age, maghanap ka ng multi-window multitasking. But keep in mind, yung resolution niya is 1024 by 768. So medyo bitin talaga. As in, ano ba PPI nun? Anong PPI nung... Tingnan natin. Wala nga. Like probably under 100 PPI or 100 PPI na lang din. So hindi medyo bitin sa PPI ito. The cameras are 5 megapixels in the back, 2 megapixel front, pretty standard for tablets. 1.5 gigs of RAM, 16 gig ROM with micro SD. Ang pagkakaalam ko, it's call and text capable na LTE. It's Lumia tuloy. Snapdragon 410 na LTE capable, call and text capable. So that's nice. And it's a 4,200 milliamp hour battery. I think for 15,990, it's maybe an okay tablet na sa mga tao naghahanap ng yung pan-drawing, right? Mahilig ka mag-drawing. Konting-konti na lang, I mean, Galaxy Note is probably one of the few devices na may S Pen. Pero masyado, I mean, nasa 20 plus pa rin ng Note at the lowest price, especially. Siguro kung Note 3 or pababa, pwede pa. But the Note 4 is still definitely quite expensive. And if you're looking for a productivity tablet for na Samsung and or S Pen, kasi well, konti lang naman yung Samsung has some sort of monopoly sa magandang stylus, right? Konti lang gumagawa ng stylus products ngayon. I mean, konti lang gumagawa ng tablets ngayon. So yeah, 15,990 for pretty much ang advantage mo dyan is call and text LTE, S Pen, which is parang Wacom or very high quality stylus, and yung Lollipop features niya. It's running Android Lollipop. But you know, for 15,990, you can almost buy up to 3 Windows 8 tablets na 8-inch. Yun yung ano doon is throughout yung event nitong Samsung, I keep wondering why not just make it a Windows PC tablet. I mean, uso naman yung nandun sa bag ko eh. Uso yung mga meron pala ako dito. Wait, nandito nga pa. Yeah, here we go. Uso naman yung ganito, yung this is the Starmobile Alpha Play 8-inch PC Windows. I understand na may use pa rin ng Android tablets, pero Android PCs Android PCs tuloy. Android tablets are slightly getting less attention because may Windows PCs na ngayon. So for 15,990, it's a little steep. Pero kung talagang naghahanap ka ng, let's say, gusto mo ng tablet na maglaro ng Clash of Clans, which is most likely okay naman. You have call and text plus Wi-Fi plus LTE plus the stylus kung gusto mo talagang tinatapik ng stylus yung Clash of Clans mo or gusto mo mahilig ka mag-drawing. I don't know kung ano talaga, kung bagay talaga siya pang drawing kasi sobrang 1024 by 768 baka hindi ka matuwa dun sa quality ng drawing na lumabas. But that's it for that. I don't know kung, I mean, it's probably the least interesting product dito sa listahan natin of topics, but yun, it's oh yeah, tama si Yeah. So may point si nga, grabe, no? So, ang point ni Antonio Villanueva Arenas is just buy a Xiaomi Mi Pad. Here's a Mi Pad right here. Tama siya, sobrang tama siya. This is only 10,999 or 10,990. Xiaomi Mi Pad na lang S Pen CP capabilities na wala. True. So if you're buying the Mi Pad, definitely this is one of the most powerful Android tablets out there with extremely high resolution. Hindi ko alam, baka low bat ito, so hindi ko binuksan. But super duper high resolution on display. It's more than full HD. Sobrang ganda for gaming. Wala lang talaga siyang, it's not Lollipop, it's not a cell phone, wala siyang LTE capabilities, and wala siyang S Pen. But if you can live without all those features, just buy just get the phone with the extra money, yung 59.90 versus the 10.90. With the 5,000 pesos, you should buy a different phone and just have a tablet instead and then play. Dito ako naglalaro ng mga Android games ko because this is so powerful for games. Sobrang lakas nito for games. May battery pa siya. Good. Kala ko na siya. Woo! Look at that. All right, so that is the Samsung Galaxy Tab A. That's an 8-inch 1024x768 tablet. Let's move on to a new announcement from Starmobile called the Starmobile Up Neo. Wait, ano ba? Refresh tayo ng comments dito. The Starmobile Up Neo, where is my graphics? A picture. Yeah. I thought this was yung Lollipop, but iba yung Lollipop ni Starmobile. This is Starmobile Up something. But this is not Lollipop. This is Kit Kat. But iba yung ano niya, it's very interesting. Tatlo yung LED flash niya. Sabi ni Aaron Ocampo, forever alone, walang kasama si Sir Alexi. Walang sumama today. Hindi natin alam. Let's see, basa tayong comments dito. Yeah, Xiaomi Mi Pad na lang. Alright. So this is the Starmobile Up Neo. It's priced at 6,490. Yung Xiaomi. It's an octa-core 1.4 GHz 6592M. So it's not necessarily the newest. It's the 32-bit octa-core. So wag na natin siya masyadong i-expect na magka-Lollipop. But the number one thing here is yung LED flash niya is tatlong LED flash. Surprise, medyo nakakaano. I don't know kung ano yung effect ng tatlong LED flash, kung maganda, kung pangit, kung kung high quality. Hindi ako gumagamit ng flash. Ayoko gumamit ng flash. I hate flash. But totoo naman na if you really want to take a picture, and wala kang pakialam kung mukha kayong multo. Kasi sa totoo lang guys, pag talagang gumamit kayo ng flash na diretso talaga, yung direct on, mukha talaga kayong multo eh. Yung multo kasi walang shadows, walang what. Basically, pag mahilig ka sa photography, hindi ka gumagamit ng direct flash. But if you have to, yes, kagamit ka. But yun, tatlo yung LED flash ito sa likod. And then may LED flash sa harap. Yun yung claim to fame. Plus it's 5.3-inch HD IPS. So 1280 by 720. Pinapamukha dito sa picture na to na maganda yung bezels niya, but actually may parang itim pang border dun sa display. Kasi ang maganda lang dito, pag pinatay mo yung display, buong itim yan. Buong itim. Akala mo, buong display. Pero pag binuksan mo na yung display, may konti siyang border sa paligid na itim. Yun lang nakaka-bad trip. The back looks a lot like the Night Luxe, which is papakita ko sa inyo mamaya. Yung may texture siya, yung crosshatch. Makikita niyo yung crosshatch nitong Night Luxe ko mamaya pag nagpalit tayo ng camera. But it's also the same processor, 1.4 GHz, 6592M. It's 32-bit octa. It's running Android 4.4 KitKat, a 13-megapixel BSI camera with triple LED flash, 5-megapixel front camera with flash, 1 gig RAM, 16 gigs of RAM, micro SD, dual SIM 3G. So never to magkaka-LTE because it's the 6592M and walang LTE talaga yung 6592M. Ang isa niyang another claim to fame, may IR blaster siya pero hindi ko alam kung saan nakalagay. Baka hindi naman, ang IR blaster usually nasa top ng phone eh. Wala tayong picture ng top ng phone. And it has 2,500 mAh battery. So makita niyo doon. True octa-core CPU, 5.3-inch HD screen, triple LED flash, expandable 16GB internal memory, and with free phone case and screen protector for only 6,490. I wouldn't say it's bad. You know, it's 6,490 for interesting specs, especially dun sa camera. Dun sa triple LED flash is very unorthodox or new or something like that. Mamaya niyan baka mamaya yung mga future phones ang dami ng flash sa paligid ng ng camera. Front facing is 5 megapixel with LED flash. 6,490 though. So yun yung ano mo dito is gusto mo siyang maybe itapat sa, let's say, Flare X or something like that. But you know, Starmobile has their own sort of design language and brand language, and of course the freebies and all that. So may konti rin siyang selling points. But you know, if you're looking for all-out pure raw power or raw perform or raw capabilities, you dagdag ka 500, you get the Flare X. This kind of product is not for people who are looking for LTE or something like that, but it's for people who are looking for a bit more stylish phone. Kasi actually, pag tinignan mo yung design niya, para siyang HTC. I think bakal nga yung sides, but I can't confirm. Baka naman metallic sides lang. Hindi ka tulad ng Night Lux. Yung Night Lux talagang bakal yung sides niya. Anyway, Aaron Ballesteros, happy Independence Day. Puro A tayo ngayon. Tama, dami nga natin A dito. May nag-comment na hindi A. Merong combo breaker. Combo breaker. Sino yan? Si Japan Dan. Sir, pakisingit yung Cosmos 2. Pag-usapan na natin. Okay. Alam ko na BTS na yung Cosmos 2. Cosmos. Mali ang tinet ko. Cosmos. Yeah, there we go. We talked about the Cosmos 2 nung June 13, 2015. But if you want to talk about it, it's a 1.5. Ito, screen share ko na lang yun natin. Actually, may pictures ako dapat kung nandito yung backup ko ng pictures ng June 13th. Let's see here. June 13th. Tama ba? June 13th? June 13. Okay. Cosmos 2. Ito pala yung time na nag-usap tayo about the Firefly. Alright, so here's the Cosmos 2. Nasaan na yung aking Windows? Wala na yung Windows ko. Okay. Here is the Cosmos 2. Screen share, present to everybody. Cosmos 2 is a 1.5 GHz MT6732 quad-core 64-bit processor. This is not an octa-core. Keep in mind, this is a quad-core 64-bit processor. So it's slightly better. Ito iba to. Firefly yan. Not-topic kasi yung Firefly nung time na yun. And here's the Cosmos 2. It's a 64-bit quad-core, 5-inch 720p IPS display, and I believe it's running Android 4.4 KitKat. Very interesting. Yung 14 megapixel camera yung interesting. I don't know kung ano yung 14 megapixel na yun. And then it's a front 5 megapixel front, 1 gig RAM, 8 gig ROM micro SD, dual SIM LTE, curved edge glass. Yun yung pinaka gusto ko sa kanya is yung itong curved na glass, yung 2.5D glass niya dito. And it's got a 2,500 mAh battery. Plus meron siyang ano to, Grand Canyon dito sa may ilalim. Hindi ko alam kung bakit ano. May Grand Canyon siyang design sa ilalim. And then lahat ito Firefly pictures na. Cosmos 2 yan. For 5,499, it's actually not bad, you know. It's not octa-core. It's quad-core. And technically, may octa-core na ng ganitong price range, but it's 32-bit. This is 64-bit, so that's nice. And it's LTE. So, hindi ko matandaan kung siya na yung pinakamura, but I think one of the most affordable dual LTE smartphones under 6,000 or 5,400. Ang ano kasi niya is marami siyang kalaban na octa ngayon. I mean, the call this? Just the Alcatel One Touch Flash Plus, or the Redmi is what? Redmi is what? 6,999 ba 5,999? 5,999. Technically, hindi siya, well, it's Snapdragon 410. So, the Alcatel One Touch is 6,490. Very, very, yung 1,000 na lang magiging okta ka na and everything. So, medyo, was not super popular, but of course, yung maganda sa Cosmos 2 is yung curved glass display. All right, back to the topic at hand. Nasaan na yung aking codigo? There we go. Fresh comments. All right. Ariane Lozano says Cosmos 2 equals Zoppo ZP 530 Touch. Zoppo ZP 530 Touch. Okay, so that's it for the Up Neo. Pagpasok natin sa Starmobile Night Lux, we're gonna talk about the Night Lux and then diretso tayo dun sa low light camera comparison sila para makita nyo yung camera, yung Night Lux. Kasi the thing with the Night Lux is it's got a Samsung ISOCELL sensor na supposedly mas maganda yung kanyang signal to noise handling or signal to noise ratio handling thingy-majig ng kanyang camera. Although, you know, we can sort of figure out if it's actually doing that or not, or kung gaano ka, I mean, this is probably the first time we've seen a Samsung 13 megapixel ISOCELL sensor. This is not something na ginagamit nila sa sarili nilang phones unless hindi pa nakikita, but meron silang ganoon. But here is the Samsung, the Starmobile Night Lux. Siya yung unang nagkaroon nitong crosshatch texture na maganda. It's like vinyl or panyo. Yung parang sobrang silk na panyo. Maganda yung texture niya. And bakal siya sa sides. Ano ba natin mapakita? Bakal siya sa sides. It's very sturdy looking, very, dilim nung patay natin yung yan. Huh? Let's get some lights. Saan yung flashlight ko? Hindi ko mahanap yung flashlight. Anyway. Yan siya. Yung design is actually very nice. I think the bezels are actually kind of thin. Yan siya. Although pag binuksan mo yung display, makikita mo may itim pa rin na bezel sa paligid nung actual display. So it's not full yung buong itim na yon, hindi siya lahat part ng display. It's just there's maybe 1.5 millimeter sa paligid ng display na itim. So hindi siya edge to edge, I guess it's what you call it, edge to edge display. But ako masasabi ko is yung bakal is ramdam na ramdam mo yung bakal sa sides, and maybe a little bit of fault kasi yung dito medyo matulis itong corner na to. Naging problem ko rin to sa Zenfone 4, 5, and 6 dati kasi matalim talaga yung dito sa nagdidig. Kapag hinawakan mo siya ng mahigpit, mararamdaman nyo. Of course, hindi mo naman siya hawakan ng mahigpit, pero siguro kung kailangan mo ng panghiwa ng patatas, panghiwa ng mansanas, pwede mong gamitin yung Night Lux. Pwede mong itusok. Ito yung mansanas mo, gano'n mo siya. Pwede mong hiwain yung mansanas mo with the Starmobile Night Lux. Dito sa corner niya, yung corners dito. Mararamdaman mo kasi siya most phones, syempre dinadal nila, sinusoften nila yung corners, but ito talaga, sharp talaga yung corner. I don't know if it's not necessarily a pro or con, it's just something na mararamdaman mo. I would prefer wala siya, but some people won't mind na meron siyang sobrang mararamdaman mo yung corner dito. Anyway, nakita nyo meron siyang blinking light dito. Of course, that's the notification LED, but wala siyang capacitive button sa ilalim. Hindi capacitive buttons yung nandito. It's just a LED. Ang capacitive, ang niya nasa display na mismo. Paano ba? Lagyan ko na nga ng shades yung camera ko. It's the only way para makita niyo yung interface. Let's see. Try. Okay. Yan. Yo, okay. So, binuksan niyo yung phone? Bright pa rin? Yan, okay. Pag binuksan niyo yung phone, makikita niyo nandito yung capacitive buttons. So it's the Android capacitive buttons here. And pwede mo siyang i-hide. Meron siyang hide button, mag-hide yung capacitive buttons para ma-occupy yung buong screen. Also, ang gusto ko dito is, well, not necessarily gusto ko, but at least it's a nice option. You can actually move about the capacitive buttons. Kung gusto mo nasa right yung back button, nasa left yung back button, or whatever, you can't add extra buttons. It's just 4 options. Yung pag mix-mix na lang, laging nasa gitna yung home button, nag-iiba-iba lang yung location ng back and multitask and yung little bit yung hide button. So, yun lang yung magbabago sa kanya. It's not really parang anything fancy. But yeah, at least nandun yun. So, kung gusto mo mahilig, kung gusto mo nasa right yung back button mo, pwede mo baguhin nasa left button. I don't know if you're a fan of the on-screen capacitive buttons, but at least if you do this, wait, tama ba? Hindi. Kailangan pala may application tayong binuksan. What should we open? Let's open Gallery. Okay. So, buksan natin si Gallery. Ganyan. So, andun pa rin siya. Dun sa right side pa rin. Pero at least, I think pwede siyang bumaligtad, right? Hindi. Yung icons niya is nag-iba. Mostly yun lang yung nagbabago dito. Here's the front-facing camera. We'll show you that in full screen later. But yeah, so nandito na siya sa right side kung saan yung cameras nandito. It's a minor thing. Some people would prefer definitely. I mean, sayang din naman kasi yung space dito sa ilalim na na-occupy ng wala. It's just the LED notification nandito. But it's a nice-looking phone. I have to admit, it's definitely, they called it the Night Luxe, and it's definitely a nice-looking phone with the backal sides and the nice touch here. Of course, the camera is over here, yeah, over there. Shades pa rin tayo, kaya hindi medyo mas blurred siya. And removable pa rin yung back, but this is not LTE. There's no LTE. This is a 32-bit CPU pa rin. This is a 32-bit octa-core 6592M. The battery is 2050 milliamp hours removable, so that's nice. At least natatanggal yung likod na natin siya. 2050 milliamp hours, which is kind of actually maganda yung design ng battery, manipis. Naninipisan ako. But of course, 2050 milliamp hours is not the biggest battery out there. Here's the back. Paano ba mapakita yung texture? That's a nice texture right there. Here's the phone itself, yun yung bakal na sides. And yeah, it's a nice looking phone. That's why they call it the Night Luxe. And sabi ng Starmobile, binibili siya ng mga tao as soon as nakita nila sa tindahan because, well, it's actually one of the most, the highest selling Starmobile phones ng Starmobile today. As in, nag-announce sila na yun daw yung one of the most popular phones nila is the Starmobile Night Luxe. This is priced at 7,690 pesos. It's not necessarily a cheap phone, but if you're looking for some sort of yung medyo high-end, hindi, more premium-looking design, it's definitely up there. Ano pa ba hindi ko nasasabi? It's an AMOLED display. That's pretty much the reason why hirap na hirap tayong ipakita siya sa camera. Because sobrang bright ng display niya, even at the lowest setting. This is at the lowest setting. So, gusto niyo itodo natin yung brightness kung subukan natin itodo yung brightness. Yeah. I don't know. Ang brightness ng display is ang tag dito is measured in nits, but I don't know how many nits this display is at. But it's quite bright. I mean, definitely nice, especially kung nasa labas ka in bright sunlight. Malaking tulong yung AMOLED display, and AMOLED displays are really, really nice. Ano ba tayo dito? Aaron Balesteros says, in fairness naman sa mga Starmobile phones ngayon, premium na ang mga materials. Yes, that's definitely very, very true of their recent phones. Sabi ni Japan Dancer, review niyo po yung Flare X. Yes, we are currently testing the Flare X right now. Ito yung Flare X, tinabi ko sa kanya. This is the Flare X. Not as premium. The Flare X is definitely not as premium in design as the Night Luxe. Yun lang naman talaga. It's definitely parang unapologetic. Plastic. It's kind of thick and bulky. But I like yung bezels niya lang yung pinakagusto ko. It's actually very minimalistic design sa Flare X. We're currently nire-review pa natin siya. But pakikita ko ngayon yung camera comparisons between the Night Luxe and the Flare X unless hindi pa tayo tapos sa ano. So ang sinasabi ko dito, okay, yung camera niya is the Samsung ISOCELL 13 megapixel plus may 5 megapixel front camera siya. 2 gigs of RAM, so yun ang pinaka-saving grace niya at this price point. It's 7,690, 1.4 MediaTek 6592, hindi naman pinakabago yun, it's 32-bit. 2 gigs of RAM, 16 gigs of ROM with micro SD. And I'm pretty sure, hindi ko pa natin-testing, but meron siyang setting to install apps to the micro SD card. Dual SIM 3G, it's not gonna ever get LTE because it's the 6592M. 2050 milliamp hour battery. It's not necessarily the largest battery out there, but you can buy a power bank. Aluminum frame and texture back, which is the same as yung Up Neo. And then may free siyang, asan yung box nito? May libre siyang semi-transparent case. Let's see. And libreng dalawang screen protectors, which is pretty standard for Starmobile these days. Yun yung talagang dinadagdag nilang extra value. So here is the semi-transparent case. Actually, gusto ko yun yung semi-transparent case. I don't know kung makikita nyo dito. Pinaka-gusto ko sa semi-transparent case is yung intricate na cutout ng buttons nila. Hindi ko lang alam kung baka mas madaling masira, but makita nyo yung button cutouts niya. So may plastic pa dun sa button cutouts na mararamdaman, which is nice. Adding a little bit of value to the package. Yeah. Anyway, that's it for the actual phone. It's a 5-inch HD AMOLED. Ang camera niya is 13 megapixel ISOCELL. So right now we're gonna do the camera comparisons. Hopefully hindi tayo mag-lag, guys. It's ang camera comparisons, it's very high resolution. And basically isi-screen capture ko yung 1080p kong display. And screen sharing it right now. Saan yung display ko? Should be this one. Okay. Present to everybody. Here we go. Okay. So, medyo maglalag tayo. Hopefully, hindi masyado maglalag yung audio. But I'm screen sharing my 1080p display so makagawa natin ang comparison. I don't know where to start. Saan nyo gusto magsimula? So, here is the camera of the Night Luxe. Right? Lalagay natin sa kaliwa. Ito yung low light niyang full screen natin. Yeah. This is the low light 13 megapixel ng Night Luxe, which is, ako personally, I wouldn't say it's it's not the best. Let's zoom in dito sa PS Vita and sa Android guy Black. It's kind of blurry. It's a little bit blurry. I don't know what the ISOCELL sensor is or kung how it interacts with the software, or maybe kung baka naman dahil sa software hindi siya masyado malinaw. But that's the low light ng Night Luxe. If you want to compare it, let's say we're comparing it to the Flare X. Nandito lalagay natin yung Flare X sa kanan. The Flare X takes 16 by 9 shots, medyo wide. But of course, it's the same framing. So mag-zoom in tayo dun sa PS Vita and dun sa Black. So here is the comparison. I'll give it maybe 10 seconds para mag-load sa mga browser nyo. It's a bit laggy, of course, since HD siya, but hopefully makita nyo yung difference between Night Luxe on the left and the Flare X. Yan, makikita nyo, halos apples to apples comparison. It's the same framing and everything. It's the same lighting condition, maybe a little bit, you know, for all intents and purposes, it's the same shot. And makikita nyo yung difference between the quality ng what do you call this? The Flare X right here and the Night Luxe. So medyo noticeable difference in quality. And I would say the Night Luxe won in this round. And I wouldn't say the Night Luxe has a bad camera. It's just, you know, probably not for low light. Ito yung front facing. So dito, I would say the Night Luxe won yung front facing camera comparison. Ang gulo ng buhok ko, grabe. Lagay natin sa mukha ko. Dito, si Flare X, hindi masyadong maganda yung kuha ng front facing. Medyo, I guess may konting blur dun sa hand, but of course, nasa ano yun eh, nasa pagkuha ng shot yun eh, nasa pagkuha ng, maybe mabagal yung shutter speed nitong Flare X for the front-facing camera. So, ayaw tingnan yung sarili ko. But hopefully, that's a good comparison. Balik tayo sa comments kung merong mga nagre-react. Ngayon, ang tanong is, ano pa i-compare natin? Marami tayong, we have 7 phones. Sabi ni Aaron Ocampo, much better yung shot ng Flare X, maganda camera ni Flare X. Yes, I'm actually quite impressed with the camera ng Flare X. Testing pa natin ng konti, but you know, pretty good sa low light and wala akong complaint. Let's see here. So, see, Flash Plus is very popular. So let's compare the Alcatel Flash Plus with who? With the Flare X. All right. So Flash Plus on the left, Flare X on the right. Medyo iba yung framing, but we'll just zoom in dun sa PSP area. There we go. And there we go. Here we go. Okay, so I'll give you maybe 10 seconds to talk about this this shot here. Personally, I think the Alcatel Flash Plus panalo dito. Mas maganda yung detail na na-retain niya eh, especially dito sa plaque. Sharp pa yung lettering dito sa plaque. Although medyo noisy. Dito sa Flare X, mas malinis na yung yung noise, bawas na yung noise, but nawala na yung detail, nabawasan. Sobrang muddy na nung lahat ng everything na nandito sa sa kuha ng Flare X. But definitely the Flash Plus, in my opinion, definitely won here. How about the front-facing camera ng Flash Plus versus Flare X? Pretty simple answer dito. I think the Alcatel Flash Plus won the front-facing camera comparison. Nakikita mo pa yung PSB dito eh. Dito sa Flare X, hindi mo na nakikita. So, quite impressive with yung the Alcatel Flash Plus is actually quite nice in my opinion, especially yung camera. Anong gusto niyo makita? What else? See? Hopefully na hindi naglag yung yung comparison para nakita niyo yung detail. Let's see here. Francis June Estorque. How about the Night Luxe front camera versus Zenfone 2 front camera? Okay, we'll do that. And then Mir Carlet. First live stream ko po, Eddie Wow. Hey, welcome to the Big Time Show live stream, sir. John Mir Carlet. So, request ni Francis June Estorque. Night Luxe front camera versus Zenfone 2 front camera. We'll do that. Night Luxe is right here. Front camera over there. And ano yung sabi niya? Zenfone 2 front camera. Zenfone 2 front camera. There we go. Here, I think, okay. So, hopefully mag-load sa inyo ng malinaw. We'll give it 5 more seconds para mag-load. I think, overall winner, maybe hindi ko mahirap masabi. I think in terms of details, panalo si Zenfone 2. Kasi yung mga linya-linya ng mga bagay dito sa likod, sa mukha ko and everything, medyo kuha niya pa yung linya and hindi siya noisy. But it's dark. The Zenfone 2 is dark. The the Night Luxe front camera on the left, ito sa kaliwa, is bright. Yung nga lang medyo ano na siya, naging blurry na yung details. So, I don't know kung ano yung sino yung mas gusto nyo. Kayo na mag-decide kung alin yung mas gusto nyo dito sa dalawa na to. Ang gulo ng buhok ko, sorry, pero ganoon talaga. Kanina ko lang sinubukan wala akong magagawa. Kayo na mag-decide kung ano yung mas gusto nyo. I think walang panalo dito sa dalawang to. I think medyo tie lang dito. But balikan natin. How about the Night Luxe main camera? Okay. Main camera ng Night Luxe versus the main camera ng Zenfone 2. Dito medyo the Zenfone 2 talaga, I mean, it's the hardware of the Zenfone camera is nothing impressive. In my opinion, it's a regular 13 megapixel sensor, but the software really does great in terms of quality. So makita nyo dito, yan. Tignan nyo yung sharpness ng Zenfone 2 shot. Kahit itong Lego car, malinaw, makinis pa rin. Yung plaque is almost readable pa rin. Versus the Starmobile Night Luxe. Hopefully mag-load na yung shot na to sa inyo. But hopefully makita nyo yung difference. The Zenfone 2, I mean, mahal naman kasi, I mean, the price range is way different ng Zenfone 2 versus the Night Luxe. So, that's true enough na magkaiba talaga sila ng price range. But, makita nyo pa rin kung ano yung difference in quality ng phones. Kasi may mga tao talaga na akala nila pagkaganda-ganda na ng phone nila, ng camera ng phone nila. Pero actually, pag pinakita mo lang yung differences, hindi makikita mo talaga is mas maganda talaga yung isang camera. Air Ocampo says, magkaiba ng color sa Flash Plus. Sabi ni Air. Flash Flush versus Flare X. Jump and Dan says, Crystal versus Flare X. Tignan natin kung magkaka-break sa record ni Crystal. Alright, we'll do that. Crystal here. Yeah, okay. So, Starmobile Crystal on the left and Flare X on the right. Yeah, okay. Here we go. So, hopefully mag-load yung pictures, hindi masyadong mag-lag. On the left is the Starmobile Crystal. On the right is the Flare X. Zoom in tayo ng konti. Yeah. Yeah, okay. I would say the Starmobile Crystal 1 here, pero meron siyang may konti siyang number 1, meron siyang motion blur or konting handshake. Siguro hindi masyadong steady yung kamay ko nung kinuha ko to, but I take it as it is. Malamang baka mababa yung shutter speed niya kaya nag-handshake siya. But medyo sharp pa rin yung kuha ng Crystal versus the Flare X. And if you parang on the overall shot, I would say the Crystal 1 over the Flare X. Mas maganda yung kulay ng Crystal. Mas sharp ng konti yung mga details sa Crystal, although medyo noisy yung kulay, yung shot niya. But I would take, most people would take noisy and good color over medyo blurry. Details kasi yan eh. For example, kung mag-i-Instagram ka, it's always better to start with a sharp shot and make it blurry if you want to, than start with a blurry shot and do whatever you want with it. So, yun yung doon eh. Umuulan sa labas, ang lakas. Okay, so that's the Starmobile Crystal. Yung front camera ng Starmobile Crystal, huwag niyo nang pansinin. Kasi, ano ata to eh. Ang 640-480 ata yung Starmobile Crystal na front camera. Tingnan natin ano ito. Wait, nasa na yan? It's 1600 by 1200. Hindi naman pala ganun. But yun, so medyo low quality na yung, I mean, luma naman kasi si Starmobile Crystal. So hindi pa uso yung high-res front camera nung time na. So that's the Crystal. Ano pa magandang comparison, guys? Refresh ako ng comments. Dahil pa natin hindi tinamaan, pero, well, hindi ko alam kung ganun ka-importante sa inyo yung comparison ng ibang phones dito. First time comments. Aaron Ocampo says, Zenfone 2 for the win. Francis June Estorque, thanks po. Last na po to. Camera samples ng Alcatel Flash Plus versus camera samples ng Zenfone 2. Yes, sige, gawin natin. Antonio Villanueva Arenas, Meizu M1 Note, sana kaso hindi nyo pa nakuha. Maganda cam niya po. Yeah, wala akong Meizu M1 Note so hindi natin mako-compare. Very interested ako sa Meizu M1 Note. Parang, lakas ng ulan. Interested ako sa Meizu M1 Note, but wala tayong unit and ayoko naman gumastos para lang masubukan yung camera niya and everything, right? So, pinag-iisipan ko pa kung talagang gagastusan ko siya or not. Camera samples, si Francis June says, camera samples ng Alcatel Flash Plus versus Zenfone 2. Alcatel Flash Plus, yan, lagay natin sa kaliwa. Zenfone 2, lagay natin sa kanan. Go. Okay. To. Alcatel on the left, Zenfone on the right. Dito sa overall shot, actually maganda, parang gusto ko yung kulay nung Alcatel. That's overall though. Tingnan natin pag naka-zoom in time. There we go. Zoom in. Wow. Well, may pagkatabla. In my opinion, mas gusto ko pa rin yung kulay nung Alcatel. Medyo noisy si Alcatel. Ang dami niyang parang pink noise dito, pink noise, pink noise, pink noise dito, everyone. Pink noise, parang P-noise. Pink noise. Maraming pink noise si Alcatel, but okay naman yung details niya. It's actually kind of sharp. Dito, for example, ang winning factor ng Zenfone is the lack of noise and dito sa progressive scan part, dito sa yan. So, if you look at the part dito, especially ito, yung photo viewer, BTS, ganyan-ganyan, and kahit na lang dito sa font na progressive scan and stuff like that, mas malinaw yung kuha ng, because of the lack of noise. Maganda yung pagka-noise handling ni Zenfone, especially this sa text na to. But overall though, I mean, sobrang zoom in na tayo nun eh. But taking the shots, yung let's say 50% zoom like this, I would say may pagkatabla. Medyo dark talaga, medyo dark yung kuha ng Zenfone, but it's not bad. I mean, definitely saludot pa rin ako dun sa Alcatel camera because it's much cheaper and manages ganitong kuha. Ako, masasabi ko lang sa Alcatel camera is pag may bright spots dun sa kunwari may street lamp or sunspots or kahit lamp lang na nakuha yung Alcatel, nagfe-flare siya. Malakas yung flaring ng Alcatel camera. Dito kasi sa low light shot, walang flare. Tingnan natin yung front cam. Okay. Well, I would say panalo si si Alcatel. Front cam ng Alcatel looks nice versus yung front cam ni Zenfone. Medyo dark. Tingnan natin yung likod. Yeah. I would say the Alcatel won there here. Surprising, no? Surprising. It's very interesting. The Alcatel won the front-facing camera comparison dito versus the Zenfone 2. Okay, re-refresh na tayong comments. Hindi ko alam kung ano pa yung gusto nyo makita. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, so, all right. Japan Dan says Meizu MX5 po, pakisingit kung meron. Wala akong Meizu MX5, pero may topic tayong Meizu MX5. Yung Meizu MX5 wala pa po sa merkato, hindi pa nabibili yan, but it should be available soon. Hindi ko alam kung darating sa Pilipinas. Aaron Ocampo says #pahiramin ng M1 Note si Sir Alexi. Sana nga. Sana pahiramin tayo. Francis June Estorque, maliwanag lang si Alcatel. Si Zenfone detailed at sharp pero madilim. Maybe sa software ng Zenfone. Yeah, alam niyo yung mga cameras na yan, minsan same sensor, iba-iba pa rin yung lumilitaw. Because of the software talaga. Japan Dan, sorry po, di nagbasa, nakasulat na pala sa topics na. Okay. Antonio Villanueva, haha, ako sir, meron. So far talaga excellent cam niya. Are you talking about the Meizu? Yeah, he's talking about the Meizu. Good stuff. Yeah, Meizu. I mean, saludo naman ako sa Meizu. It's a nice Spec pa lang, it's full HD and everything. Ang ganda talaga ng specs ng Meizu. Ang ayaw ko lang sa Meizu is yung Fly Me OS talaga, which we'll be talking about in just a bit because lilipat na tayo sa topic ng Meizu MX5. Except, unless kung meron pa tayong gusto i-compare na ano. So we'll do maybe one more. Cherry Mobile selfie. Actually, hindi ako masyado. Okay, we'll do a quick dito sa selfie. Cherry Mobile selfie sa kaliwa, and then lagay natin si Flash Plus sa kanan. Okay. Cherry Mobile selfie on the left, Alcatel Flash Plus on the right. Cherry Mobile selfie is 13 megapixel, front and back. Front and back. So dito, actually medyo, in my opinion, medyo impressive. Kahit pa paano impressive yung 13 megapixel ni Cherry Mobile selfie sa rear. Mas maganda pa rin si Flash Plus, pero hindi naglalayo. Hindi masyado malayo si selfie. And then yung front cam, 13 megapixel ni selfie, actually, hindi masyadong ano. Even kasi ito, dito talaga pag low light talaga, it's not about the megapixels, it's about the quality. And makita nyo, medyo blurry si Cherry Mobile selfie, si Alcatel Flash Plus, malinaw-linaw pa rin. Alright, one more bago tayo matapos. Hindi ko napapansin si Galaxy S5, si Redmi 2 and let's see, Redmi 2 sa kaliwa. And Redmi 2 versus Flare X or Flash Plus? Flare X naman, para may iba naman. Okay, here's the Xiaomi Redmi 2 on the left, Flare X on the right. Outright mukhang maganda yung matingkayad yung kulay nung Xiaomi. May pagka-blurriness siya. I think sa handshake ito. Dun sa gumalaw siguro yung kamay ko, baka mabagal talaga yung shutter speed niya. But I like the colors of the Redmi. But overall, I would say the sharpness wins over the Flare X wins because of the Flare X because it's much sharper. Here's the front-facing camera. We'll try and can we paano ba natin i-flip horizontally? Wala mo na. Medyo pantay. I would say the Redmi 1, the front-facing camera, but hindi ganun I mean, both of these front-facing cameras are not very good. Both of these front-facing cameras are not very good. Yeah. So that's a good. Hopefully that helps you guys find out kung ano yung gusto nyong phone in terms of camera capabilities. Ang dami yung tatanong. Actually, very impressed ako dun sa I would say ang winners this week are the Alcatel Flash Plus and the Flare X is a good runner-up. And the Zenfone 2 obviously medyo maganda rin. But I'd say the favorites this week will be the Alcatel and the Flare X. Okay. Comments. Japan says versus review po ng Flash Plus at Flare X. We'll try versus review. As in gusto mo yung lahat ng like not just yung camera. Ang sinasabi mo ba? If you want, gagawa tayo ng video. I have not done a versus talaga before because usually binabalik ko na yung phones bago ko pa magawa yung versus. But kapag tumagal pa ng konti yung mga products sa akin, subukan ko gawa ng versus. Aaron Ballestero says, ako sir, pahiramin ko kayo M1 Note. Diba? For me, sobrang ganda cam ng Meizu M1 Note, lalo front cam. Medyo nangangain nga lang ng buhay yung Fly Me OS. Hirap gamitin sa una, pero ang kinagusto ko is rooted na siya talaga, rooted na pala ang Meizu pag out of the box. That's nice. Kasi kung rooted na siya, kung ano-ano pwede mong gawin, di ba? Wala, parang parang binigyan ka na ng freedom to change yung buong OS, yung buong rooted na siya out of the box. That's nice. That makes me want to check out the Meizu talaga. Kasi I don't like hindi ko gusto yung mga Fly Me, hindi ko gusto yung whatever. Ito. Sabi ni Rainer Lizada, comments Sir Alex sa Galaxy Tab E. Actually, wala akong alam sa Galaxy Tab E. Nilaunch ba yun? Pilipinas? Alright. Basahin natin. Punta tayo sa Starmobile. Ito. Galaxy Tab E. Samsung's Galaxy, 3 weeks ago, is now official. The company trademarked this device, 9.6-inch TFT LCD display, 1280 by 800 KitKat instead of Lollipop. Okay, 1.3 quad core, 1.5 gigs of RAM, possibly a Spreadtrum processor. $225 in Taiwan. Ayoko. $225. Windows tablet na lang. I don't like this. Spreadtrum quad core, no. Huwag na. Well, it's a Samsung, so definitely may selling point pa rin ng Samsung because sa totoo lang, ang ganyang products is kunwari, isa kang tito, tita, ninong-ninang. And gagraduate na si Bunso o gagraduate na si inaanak. Sabi niya, gusto niya ng bagong tablet. Saan ba ako pupunta? Pupunta siya sa, kunwari, taga Hong Kong siya or something. Pupunta siya sa Samsung store. Ano po yung gusto ko pong bigyan ng bagong tablet yung aking inaanak? Here, ma'am, is the best tablet now. Yun. Yun yung mga bumibili ng ganitong products. Yung either para regalo, yung mga hindi masyadong, yung tito-tita, ninong-ninang, hindi masyadong nakakaintindi. Basta alam niya na mura lang yun, and Samsung is a good brand, bibili siya ng Samsung. But I wouldn't necessarily recommend this for people who want yung good Kaya isipin yung kanina nga pinag-uusapan natin, just buy the Xiaomi Mi Pad. Just buy the Xiaomi Mi Pad. This guy. It's 10,000. The monster tablet for 10,000. Monster tablet for 10,000. Yeah. All right. Bago tayo it's 11:21. We should move on to the refresh ko yung mali. We should move on to the Meizu MX5. I think that's the last topic pa. Starmobile app, Starmobile Night Lux, Samsung Galaxy Tab A. Yan, pag-usapan na yan. Meizu MX5 is our next topic. Ang gagawin ko is just actually look for the website because mas maraming information. Actually, yung pictures. Mas marami silang picture. There we go. So they just announced the Meizu MX5 recently, this week. And I guess it's what you would call a monster of a phone. Screen share natin yung website nila. There we go. Bitin yung May mga website talaga na walang pa akong dangan sa maliit. Kung gusto mo maliit na window, wala silang pakialam. Gusto nila malaking window. Bastos. This is the Meizu MX5. May fingerprint sensor siya. It's got a MediaTek Helios processor. Hopefully makikita niyo yung mga yung screen share ko. It looks really, really nice in these renders, obviously. All metal body, no expandable storage though, but it's got minimum of 16 gigs of storage, 3 gigs of RAM. The Helio processor is 2.2 gigahertz, 64-bit octa. It's not 10. Inisip ko kasi pag extend 10 core, hindi, it's octa-core. 5.5-inch full HD display, Super AMOLED, Gorilla Glass 3. Ito, dual SIM with dual standby and dual 4G. The nano SIM card design makes it easy to switch, fast to switch between them. And then yung camera niya is a new, very, very high resolution, 20 megapixel, laser autofocus daw, dual tone flash, yung dual tone niya, and 5 megapixel front camera. That doesn't seem like there's anything special with the front camera. It's got 3 gigs of RAM nga, it's minimum of 16 gig of RAM, micro SD, dual SIM LTE, 3150 milliamp hour battery, non-removable. It's got fast charging. Ito, makita niyo, fast charging siya. It's got a fingerprint scanner, and it's got a metal body. Hindi ko alam kung yung fingerprint scanner niya is the swipe type or yung patong type, but anything fingerprint is nice. And then ito, advanced 64-bit Flyme OS 4.5 with the is this lollipop though? I want to know. It should be. Sa kodigo ko nakasulat lollipop na siya. And then hindi pa tayo dito. The price nito, at least yung converted na nga, not official prices, is, ang pinakamura niyang unit version is 13,000 pesos. 13,000 pesos for a Lollipop Flyme Full HD Super AMOLED Gorilla Glass 3 Helio processor, 20 megapixel camera, laser autofocus na dual tone flash, 3 gigs of RAM, 16 gig storage, dual SIM LTE, 3150 mAh battery, fast charging, fingerprint reader, and metal body. If I was a betting man, or kung ano lang ako, I'd say this is almost gunning for the Zenfone 2 territory sa 13,000. Sobrang lapit yan. 5.5-inch Full HD, number one. It's Super AMOLED. I would say this would kill the IPS ni Zenfone. Let's throw that out of the water. The 20 megapixel camera is ridiculous. Hindi ko alam kung ano sensor na ginagamit niya. But that's super ridiculous. Metal unibody, lollipop, ano pa ba pwede natin sabihin? With fingerprint sensor and 3150 mAh batteries and fast charging. This is, kung 13,000 yung bagsak nito or 13 something, kalabang-kalaban nito yung Zenfone 2. Ito yung pantapat niya sa Zenfone 2 for some reason. I don't know. That's ridiculous. Right? I mean, I'm sure the Antutu score will probably be very, very high. I really like this, yung choice nila, Super AMOLED Gorilla Glass 3. I mean, the Zenfone 2 is a nice display, but it's not necessarily the best. You know, hindi siya bright, hindi siya super vivid, and malaking yung bezels ng Zenfone 2. Compared to this might be one of the smallest bezels out there. Plus, it's got 20 megapixel laser autofocus camera and the fingerprint reader and the metal unibody. Wala lang siyang expandable storage. It does not have an SD card slot. No micro SD. So bitin ka sa storage. Plus, it's got 3 gigs of RAM. So mas mababa ng 1 gigabyte versus the Zenfone 2. But this is really almost a Zenfone 2 killer if you think about it. If you're a fan, if you're liking Flyme style or Meizu style, hopefully this comes to the Philippines at that price. Kasi magkakaroon ng major comparison, major competitions sa Zenfone 2 at 13,000, 14,000 price range for this. I mean, saludo pa rin kasi ako sa Meizu in terms of design, in terms of, what yung cameras nga nila, like people have said, sobrang ganda ng camera ng Meizu. And now it's got a Super AMOLED Full HD display. It's got, a 20 megapixel camera. Grabe. Hopefully, I really hope dumating siya at a good price dito sa Pilipinas. I'm very interested. Yeah, yun ang ano ko dun. Let's see. Vivian Villanueva. Welcome to the show. I don't know if you've been on the show before, but welcome to the show. Meizu MX5 or Asus Zenfone 2 4 gig RAM? Yun ang tanong niya. It's the same question I'm asking right now, Vivian. I'm very interested in some Meizu MX5. I want to know more about the camera, the fingerprint sensor, and yung Flyme OS and everything, and of course the Helio 64-bit octa processor. But based on specs alone, based on what I know about Meizu as a brand, I might go on. Parang mag-gamble ako. I might prefer the Meizu. Unless you want expandable storage, unless you want yung micro SD slot. Same din yung tanong ni Antonio Villanueva Arenas, Asus Zenfone 2 4 gig RAM versus Meizu MX5. What do you think, Sir Alex? So yun na nga. Based on specs alone and based on your reputation ng Meizu, I think maganda itong Meizu MX5, especially bakal siya. manipis yung bezels, fingerprint, 20 megapixel camera, and the Super AMOLED display will definitely yung parang sobrang slap the Zenfone 2 silly. But really, it's all about, implementation din eh. The Zenfone 2 software, the Lollipop software ng Zenfone 2, haven't seen anything like it in terms of smoothness. So yun yung ano doon is, I'm kung kasing smooth or very close to smoothness ng Zenfone 2 yung Meizu MX5, then definitely this is very, 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 very competitive to the Zenfone 2. Might even be better than the Zenfone 2, especially since the specs itself is better than the Zenfone 2. I guess wala lang siyang NFC, and I don't know kung may NFC siya. Hindi ko nahanap kung may NFC siya, but, small things like that na lang ang difference. Rainer Lizada says, price point matchup niya si Zenfone 2, pero specs-wise parang S6 ata tapat ni MX5. Hindi naman siguro. I think the S6 is a league of its own in terms of performance. Batuter says, kamukha lang ng Meizu M2 Note. Yeah, true. Francis June Estorque says, sana yung Meizu MX5 na Flyme OS ay mas optimized na versus previous version of Flyme OS. Yeah, I'm not a fan of Flyme talaga. It was probably one of the least nicest OSs. Francis June Estorque, late na natin yung browser natin para mas madaling mabasa. Excuse me. Hero Victoria, sir, padala niyo na po yung mga nala sa raffle. Yes, don't worry, papadala po natin yan. And refresh natin yung comments. Alright, so yun ang ating I don't know kung may bago pa tayong comments, but yeah, the Meizu MX5. Very, very interesting product. I don't know kung darating sa Pilipinas, number one, but if it's going to come to the Philippines, I mean, I'm already considering the Meizu M1. The Meizu M1, I was almost parang tempted to buy it just to review it. Yun nga lang, magbabagsak ka ng 7,000-8,000 pesos para ma-review, and then susubukan mo ibenta, and then mamaya baka tawagan ka na nagbenta mo, hindi ko gusto nito, may scratch or whatever, medyo bad trip na. But kung dumating sa Pilipinas itong Meizu MX5, I'm quite interested. I'm hoping kung kailangan man, baka kailangan kong bilhin yan. I know hindi siya the most popular price point. Yung 13,000 peso price point is a little bit higher than most of us want. Andun tayo sa sa Alcatel Flash Plus Flare X price point eh. Yun yung pinaka-paborito natin eh. Actually dati 4,000 pesos yung price point natin, tumaasong na konti. But I think this could be a Zenfone 2 killer, the Meizu MX5. That's why I really am interested in the product. Ayoko lang talaga ng Flyme. Just give me a reason, just give me a way to remove the Flyme OS, please. All right, so I don't know kung kung meron pa tayong tanong or comments or whatnot, but that's pretty much wraps up our main topics for today. I don't know kung kung gusto kayong request na bagong question or whatever, kung ano pang gusto niyo pag-usapan. But medyo namamaos na ako, naubusan na ako ng laway, but in case wala kayong bagong tanong, magre-refresh ako ng comments. As long as nandito ako, magre-refresh ako ng comments. But in case wala na kayong tanong, that's it for the show, guys. Let's see. First, Rainer Lizada, Sir Alex, comment po sa Flare S3 Lite. Better daw sa Flare S3 according sa FB community. Hindi yung Flare S3 Lite. Yung ba yung sinabi ko, yung ba yung pinag-usapan natin kanina? Yung hindi, Omega Lite pala yung Flare S3 Lite, hindi ba na-topic na natin yun? Alright, hanapin natin. Wala ba? Hindi ko ba na-topic yun? S3. Wala pa, hindi pa. Na-topic ko na yan, alam ko, pero I don't know. Flare S3 Lite. There. Ay, yung dual core. Gusto ko huwag nyo nang pansinin yung dual core. Dual core KitKat 2699. Ah, matagal na to, di ba? Wait. Hindi, flare light yun eh. Diyos ko naman, ang hirap naman hanapin itong produkto na to. Ayun, flare S3 light. Ang problem ng ng mga naming conventions ngayon sa mga produkto, mga phones and tablets, ang hirap i-search sa Google. Kasi sobrang common nung names nila like Light and Pro and Power and Mini. Diyos ko, napapagbaligtad ng Google yung Mini, Light Pro and whatever. So, ngayon, katulad nito, Flare S3. Flare S3 Lite, i-type mo yun, lahat ng Flare S3 lilitaw. Lahat ng Flare S3 Power, lahat ng Flare Lite. Let's see, Flare S3 Lite, 2,999. 5-inch HD, 1.3 GHz quad-core running KitKat, 1 GB RAM, 8 GB ROM, micro SD, dual SIM, dual standby. Malamang 6582 to, no? 8 megapixel camera, 5 megapixel front, 1800 mAh battery. Not bad. Not bad. 2999. 1800 mAh for 29. Yeah, not bad. For 3,000 pesos, it's quad core HD. I might go with the Flare S3 Power ba yun? Yung mas malaking baterya. Kasi yun yung importante ngayon, battery life. But 3,000 is not bad. Alright. Francis Junior Store, kaya baka may custom ROMs for Meizu MX5. I'm sure meron kang naman matadownload eventually. But, yun na nga. Siyempre, as long as bago pa lang yung produkto, mas mahirap pang maghanap ng mga custom stuff or routing or whatever mga guides. So, it's, it takes time. It takes time. But yeah, very interesting si Meizu MX5. Alright guys, so that's it for the show. Maraming salamat sa pagpapanood. That's been, we've talked about yung the Starmobile Neo, the Night Luxe, the Meizu MX5, very interested ako doon. And the Galaxy Tab A. Happy Independence sa ating mga friends sa United States. I'm Alex from technoclass.com. Thank you very much for watching. And, tapos na, wala na yung ulan. Thank you very much for watching and we'll see you guys next week. We'll see you guys next week. Naubusan na, namaus ako dun Naubusan na away ko. Yeah, Meizu MX5, very cool. I wish, 20 megapixel camera. I mean, okay. Medyo hindi ako mahilig sa cameras na walang optical image stabilization. And I was super duper hoping ng optical image stabilization ng Meizu MX5, pero wala. Unfortunately. But still, that's 20 megapixels. It's one of the, for 13,000, a 13,000 peso phone is going to give you 20 megapixel camera na may laser autofocus. I'm quite impressed. I like that kind of product agad. And it's metal construction, good brand and everything. Nice, good. Thumbs up all around. Anyway, maraming salamat sa pagpapanood, guys. Salute. I don't know, saludo or something. Meizu MX5, looking forward. And kung may mahiram tayong Meizu na M1 para mag-camera comparisons. Anyway, maraming salamat. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you guys next week.